Hey guys, this is Wes and welcome to your fourth Java tutorial. Today we're going to go over variables, but more specifically we're going to go over how we can manipulate our variables with basic math operators similar to the way you would in algebra, but our variables are not limited to just numbers. As you can see, the variable girlfriend is now a container of the string Portia. So let's get to it. Before we actually get to it, let's print this multi-line comment. This is what we're going to go over. The assignment operator, which is an equals, and what it does is it takes 15 and it stores it in the variable a. That's all it does. It assigns it. We can add variables. So let's do that right here. Let's delete this. Let's add a plus b, and that would print out 22. So as you can see, a is 15, b is 7, 15 plus 7 equals 22. We can also add integers and doubles together, and the way it works is we will put her kids, which is a double. It converts a into a double, which a would be 15.0, which is now a double since it has a decimal point, and her kids 6.781. So if we added that, it would be 21.781. We can also add strings, but since they are strings, it's not actually considered adding strings. It's called concatenating strings, and all it does is it puts it together. Here, I'll show you. Let me show you real quick. So let's put another string here. Before I do that, before I do it with variables, let me just keep it simple. We will put a string hello, and then we will add or concatenate them, and we will put YouTube. And then if we run this, hello YouTube, it just put them together or concatenated them. We can also do that if we have strings in our variables. So say we made another variable of the data type string, name it occupation equals, obviously since her name is Portia, she's a stripper, so let's call her stripper Portia. Then we can add print. Let's do this. We're going to write it all in the same line, but using two separate print statements. So since print, it'll keep it on the same line as we learned in the last tutorial. So we will say my girlfriend's name is space. If we don't put a space, it'll cluster them together. So plus girlfriend, which is the variable, plus she is a plus occupation. So let's run this. My girlfriend's name is Portia. She is a stripper. And I was actually going to do it this way. So let's copy that, or let's cut it. Let's paste it here. So it'll do the same thing because it prints this out and it doesn't go to another line since it's print line. So we will run this. forgot to remove that. So now, let's run it anyways. My girlfriend's name is Portia. She is a stripper. Okay, so that's adding and concatenating variables. We can also subtract variables. So let's delete that and delete this. Make sure I get everything removed. Let's add or subtract a minus b. And let's print that. Files, save, run. 8. And let's just do that to get the build successful out of our way. So we can do a minus b. We can also multiply. So let's copy this since I'm lazy and don't want to write it over and over. So we can do a asterisk b, which is multiplication. We can also do a divided by b. And let's put that to 14. And we can also do a modulus. So the way the modulus works is, say we had two numbers such as 4 and 14. 4 would go into 14 3 times, and 2 would be left over. 2 would be what the modulus would return. So let's do a modulus c. And the way modulus is written is a% c. Wow, I don't even know how that happened. A% c. So let's print all this out real quick. File, save, run. 7 is a minus b, which is 14 minus 7, which is b. It printed out a times b, which I don't even know, 98. A minus b, or a divided by b, which is 2, and a modulus c. So if we change this to, say, 8, hold on, c into 8, it would only 8 would only go into 14 one time with 6 left over. So a modulus c should be 6. Yep, so that's how that worked. We can also do a few other things. That's pretty cool. We can, if we wanted to add 7 to c without actually going up here, since c is already declared a data type of integer, we don't have to declare it again. We can do c is equal to c plus 7. And the way that works is system.out.println c. Let's run this real quick. 15. So it just takes c, it takes itself, which is 8, adds 7 to it, and stores it in the container or variable c. We can also do that an easier way by saying c plus equals 7. And all that does is it does the same exact thing. C is equal to itself plus 7. That's all that says. So if we were to print that out, it would be the same exact same thing. If we just wanted to add 1 to it, C is now C++. All that does is add 1. So C is equal to 8. C is equal to C plus 7. So it's now equal to 15 here. And then we just added 1 to it. So that should be 16. Yeah, and it was. So that'll be it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're actually going to get interactive with it, where we can take in user input and store it in variables, and it'll get pretty interesting. So a lot of this stuff was just, I guess you have to just memorize it, but yeah, the interesting stuff should come pretty soon. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Alrighty. See you.